Hello again, friends, and welcome back to Bible Time. I've been sharing some stories with you leading up to Easter, and I have another one I'd like to share with you today. So if you remember, we talked about Palm Sunday, which was last Sunday when Jesus rode the donkey into Jerusalem for the special Passover meal. And then we talked about the Last Supper when Jesus shared the bread and the wine with his 12 friends, the disciples. And remember that night he told two of the friends, Judas and Peter, that they would betray him. Judas was going to get 30 silver coins if he let Jesus' enemies know who he was. And Peter was going to say 3 times that he didn't know Jesus before the rooster crowed in the morning. It was kind of sad, but remember, it's all part of God's plan. So the story we're going to read today is in our Spark Bible again, and it's called Jesus is Betrayed. And look who's with Jesus in the garden. We see squiggles, don't we? So the story goes like this. Jesus had a good friend named Peter who was there when Jesus healed people and made miracles happen. Jesus liked Peter so much he gave Peter the nickname, the Rock. Jesus had another friend named Judas. Jesus, Peter, and Judas and the other disciples spent lots of time together. They were all together when Jesus told them that his life had to end. It was a sad and hard time for Jesus and his friends. Jesus felt so sad that he went to a special place in the Garden of Gethsemane to pray. He said, "Please, God, make me strong. Help me trust you." Jesus asked his disciples to come to the garden and stay awake while he prayed. But look what happened. Does it look like they're awake? No, they fell asleep. 3 times Jesus had to wake them up, and 3 times they fell back asleep. Well, finally, Jesus said, "Wake up." He told the disciples when he was finished praying that it was time for them to go and face the hard things that were going to be happening. Now, even though Jesus had lots of friends, he had some enemies as well. There were people that were scared that Jesus would change the world too much. They thought that he was a king that wanted to rule with power, but he just was a king of peace, and he just wanted to share God's love with everyone. But some people didn't understand that. Well, Judas got scared, and he let Jesus down, just like Jesus told him he would. Judas told Jesus' enemies where he was, and when the soldiers came to the garden, Judas kissed Jesus on the cheek to show them who they were looking for. The soldiers took Jesus away, and Judas and Peter ran and hid because they were so scared. Later, Peter was waiting outside the place where Jesus was. A girl saw Peter and said, "He's a friend of Jesus. He's in trouble too." Peter wanted to help his friend, but he was scared, so he pretended he didn't know Jesus. He said, "I don't know him." But again, the girl said, "Yes, I've seen you with him. I know you're a friend of Jesus." And again, Peter said, "No, I don't know him." And one more time she said, "I know that you were a friend of Jesus." And once again, Peter said, no, he denied knowing Jesus. He was so scared. And guess what? When he denied him 3 times, he heard a rooster crowing, and he knew that Jesus had been right, that Peter did deny him 3 times. Jesus still knew that Peter loved him, and he knew that Peter was his friend. That's why he had given Peter such a special job. The Rock became a strong leader in the church, and he told many people about his best friend Jesus. And that was the truth. So even though even though Peter had lied, saying he didn't know Jesus, afterwards he knew that Jesus had forgiven him, and because he felt so bad and he loved Jesus so much, he was able to share more stories about Jesus with other people. So that's where we're going to stop today, the night that Jesus was betrayed. We still have some more stories to share before Easter Sunday. So I will see you soon.